With more and more of us working from home at the moment, it's important to stay connected to both the office and our customers. The Check Cloud application suite allows you to do just that. Whether you've got the desktop version or the mobile version, you'll be able to have a fully functioning phone system at home. I'm going to presume that you've already downloaded the app. If that was a mobile version, it'll be via a text message, you'll get a link to do that. Or on the desktop app, it'll be via an email link. I'm going to presume it's already on your device, so let's get started and show you how to use it. So you followed the link, and now you have the Mitel app on your phone. Whether it's Android or Apple OS, it doesn't really matter, it'll still look the same. It'll say Mitel here. If you tap on it, it'll take you to the main page. It automatically takes you to your contacts page. Now this is just so you can see all the people that work with you in your team. You may have 100 users on this, but the way this works is, although you'll be able to search for these 100 users here at the top, your immediate contacts, people you've put in your favourites contact, will be here. So obviously, as you can see, I've got Abby here, I've got Andy, I've got Carol. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add someone to my contacts now so I can see their presence. Because as you can see here, Abby is available, and I can see that from a green dot. But now I want to speak to Gary, or I want Gary, one of my other colleagues, as one of my favourites, so I can see his presence and easily call him. So I'm going to tap on the search button here, I'm going to type in Gary, or GAR for Gary, and I can see now I've got Gary's mobile in my phone contacts menu, but I've also got it in the Check Cloud app as well. So I'm going to tap it here, I can see his face there, nice smiling face. I can see that he's also available, and I can tap on this here, and then it gives me multiple options here. I can actually share his contact details with somebody else by tapping this button here. What I want to do is go to his favourites, so I'm going to tap favourites here. It gives me various options. I can even make him a VIP if I want. But if I hit favourites here, it saves him in that contact list that I've just shown you. It's great actually looking at the contacts. You can also see, I can call Gary directly from this. I can send him an SMS if you have the SMS app added onto this. If he's got the chat feature open, I can also chat with him, and that will allow me to do an instant message style chat with him. I can see his presence, his direct number, his DDI, his extension number, which you won't necessarily need using this app due to the ability of seeing his name and the ease of use of contacting there. I can also see his mobile, and I can see his email address here. So I'm going to go out of this, move away from this now, and as you can see now, Gary is now on my contacts list. And if I want to call him, I tap on it there, and I just hit call. Now I'm calling Gary, and again I can see his face there. And once he answers the phone, let me just have a chat to him. Hi Gary.
Hello.
He's actually sitting next to me, so this is super easy to do for demo purposes. And I can put him on speaker, speak on loudspeaker to him, but I'm going to turn that off for now, just to make life easier. Now I can mute the call here, and this would work exactly the same if you were, obviously you'll see this element and you'll see the presence because I'm making an internal call. But if I was making an external call, it'd be exactly the same. It'd say the number of the person you're calling at the top and the talk time there. Now what you can see here, I've got the mute element here. I've got a keypad, so I can, if I've got touch tone, if somebody's saying to me, press 1 for sales, etc., I can use the keypad here, and I can hit 1 for sales and 2 for support, etc. I'm just going to hide that, if I've got fat fingers. I can press hold here as well, so I can hold the call, and Gary will be played music of choice within the system. Or I can actually transfer this call. So if you can imagine Gary's called me, and he said, I want to speak to Cara, please. Now, this is where the demo gets really tricky, because I hope Cara has not popped to lunch or something. But I can actually transfer Gary to Cara now. So I'd come to this here, I'd hit new call, and then go and find Cara, because she's in my contacts list. I'd tap Cara and call her. Okay. Now, you probably can't hear this, because it's coming through here. But I'm calling Cara, and Cara's picked up. Now I'm going to get on speakerphone here just to show you for demo purposes. Hi, Cara.
Hello.
Right, and so Cara's taking the call. Now you can see the little green arrow here at the top right-hand side of the screen. Now I can do a number of things. If I tap that, I can actually call Cara. Or I can swap calls between Gary and Cara. Now Cara's on hold, Gary's live. I can swap again. So now I've got Cara. Now what I'm going to actually do is connect Cara and Gary together now. So I'll press this button, and it says transferring on my screen, and that's it, I'm done. And now Gary will be speaking to Cara. And it's that simple. And now you'll see the presents, Cara and Gary, are both red. Now you'll see them come available now as Gary puts the phone down and Cara puts the phone down. And you actually see this update slowly. And when they actually do put the phone down, you'll see it. So what I'm going to do, and just to reiterate this again, if you can't see the search bar here, you need to just swipe down slightly. You need to press this at the top. And I'm going to add another of my colleagues in just to reiterate this point. A colleague called Rob Evans. So I'm going to type in Rob. I can find him in my list here. I can tap this. I can see again, he's smiling. They're all smiling on this app. And I could actually chat with Rob on this one because he's got it live. He's also available, but he's on the phone currently because he's red. I can also send him, as I said before, a text message, and I can see all his details here. But for now, I'm just going to add him to my favorites, so I can also see all of his details. So if I do that, and it sometimes takes a few seconds to sort him out on the app, but it also shows you where his position and who he is. It shows you all his details, which is really handy. If I come out of this, now you'll be able to see that Rob's in my list and he's available. So if I wanted to call Rob, tap it, make a call. So that's my contact list, and this is the main page you come to when you actually open the app. But there are two other pages. And really, if you tap on the right-hand side here, this will take you to your activity. Now what this allows you to do is set your presence. And presence is vitally important when you're working from home. Presence allows you to say to your other colleagues, I'm on lunch, or I'm having a 10-minute break, whatever. So you can add shortcuts for your availability. You can also tap up here, and it'll allow you to alter your availability. So if I tap here, I can say busy, lunch, in a meeting, out the office, on holiday. Yeah, we wish at the moment. But we'll go to availability for now. And we'll go to available for now. And this is just you setting your presence easily. And if you are available, great. But if you're not, you can press this button here. And although technically it says I'm available, I'm actually not. So if you click here, click the tick and then go along to that. I've created a shortcut here. Get me on my mobile, I'm at lunch. So that's that side. You can do a multitude of things. If you can either swipe this bit here or you can just tap it, opens it quickly. This is really where you do all your call control and all your control of the Telepo app. So as you can see, my contacts brings me to the main page, which is what I use a lot. The Me tab shows you your extension. Now this is fantastic to use because this is where, and you saw all those smiling pictures of people. If you're using the desktop app, you can upload a picture. Or you can using this as well, but you can also, if you look at this, tap this, you can take your own picture, which is really, really cool. You can also obviously load from file or do whatever you want, but I'm going to go off this for now. You can also set your status, as we discussed before. It shows what role I'm in, that I'm in the office to people, and this is what you can present to other people. So if you want to change your mobile number, you tap here, change your mobile number, or your email address, but this is what you present out. As I say, you can swap your picture, and I think this is a great application, especially if you are working from home, and just people see that you're not fully isolated. Look, this is me, and I'm available to work. So the next tab down is My Team. Now, I love this bolt-on. Not everyone will have it. It doesn't come as standard, and it's a couple of quid to add on to the app. But you'll see Gary has started a conversation with me on the My Team app. So what this allows us to do is full collaboration from within the phone system. So if I tap this with Gary, we're now in a conversation and we're in a chat. So I can go, hi, Gary, okay, and just like you would on WhatsApp or Messenger, hit hi, Gary. But what's great about this is there's an audit trail for it. So it's great within a work environment. Hi, Rob, he said. Now, I can also do a few things here with Gary. I can add a to-do list. So I'll say, Gary, check cloud demo, okay? And this is a task I'm adding on. And what we can do here is you can add little tasks between us. So if we're both thinking about doing something, I can say, right, Gary, any chance you could do this for me? He says, yeah, add it as a task for me. We can also add files, and this is brilliant. You can go down here, You can add video clips, you can add from folders, so if you've got files in a Dropbox folder, for example, you can add them from here. You can share from your phone, you can take photos, videos, whiteboard notes, streams, files from cloud apps, everything. It's fantastic. So what it allows you to do is share Word documents, PDFs, whatever is of interest to you, to your working environment, you can upload and share here, saving you having to go into another program and do it, or even email the file across. So I'm going to go back into, that's obviously again my contacts, I'm going to go back into my list here. My Teams, as I say, is a couple of pound bolt-on. We can add it very, very quickly if you do want that application. And one thing I should mention as well from My Teams is that you can also start video calls. So it's a full video conferencing application where you can have multiple parties in a video call, and that is part of this application. So instead of going for a whole new video conferencing or using Microsoft Teams separately to your phone system and doing it that way, you can do full video conferencing from here. And as you can see, actually now, Gary has completed that task, that to-do that we set, and it's now struck off as completed. So it's excellent. So next one down, really simple, that's just your dialer. You can use that any time, and you can use a dialer really simply, and it just calls external numbers. No need to dial 9 on this one. Next one is your call log, and this shows all the calls that you've made in and out of the building. So you can see all calls, missed calls, and your inbox is voicemails, which you don't have at the moment. And if you want to call one of them back, you can see that's an outbound call to Cara. If I tap that, it will start making the call for me. I'm going to put that down, save her pestering her again when she's busy. Next one is your voicemails. Now, not everyone will have voicemails. If you do want voicemails, we can set that up for you, but as standard, we leave it off, especially as this is such a collaborative app that you don't necessarily need it. Now, ACD groups, very important here, because this allows you to choose what calls you take, or your manager to choose what calls you take. So if you're in the sales department of your business and somebody calls the office and it's press 1 for sales, 2 for support, 3 for accounts and billing. If that's the way you work, obviously I'm part of the sales team, and currently there are 4 agents logged into the sales team. Now I want to start taking sales calls as well. So I'm going to press this. Now all calls into the sales group will come to me. If somebody presses option 1, I'll get them. I'm also going to add myself into support, accounts and billing, general inquiries, because we are rushed off our feet at the moment. And any calls to any of these options will come straight through to me. Now, because I'm obviously in the middle of this demo, I'm going to take myself out of these because I will be inundated in a second. But that's how you log yourself in and out. So if you work Monday to Thursday, but you're off on a Friday, and you're always in the sales group, on a Friday, turn around and say, right, okay, I'm going to log myself out of the group so I don't receive calls. Okay, and now you can see what's changed here is there's 4 agents in that group currently. If I add myself in, this updates, and now there's 5. So my manager can see on the stats package that I am logged in, there's 5 there, there's 5 people in, 5 are currently free. So actually we're doing pretty well. But if I want to take myself out of that, it goes back down to 4. Okay, so future presence is brilliant. This shows you, and it will connect. It can connect to your Outlook, your Microsoft Outlook, and actually set your presence based on calendar. Now, you can add your own calendar entries in here into the actual phone system app, or you can let it do it yourself. But we have to set that up for you. Active diversion. Now, this is great if you want to set a divert up when you're actually on lunch, for example. You might not use it that often because this app is so good at allowing you to alter your activities and alter your presence that maybe that's not necessary, but occasionally it's quite handy. And then finally at the bottom, you've got settings. Probably wouldn't worry about that unless we tell you to alter something in it. What I would do is alter here. The only thing you could change is enable on all networks. If you click that, that'll make sure you always get calls, whatever happens. Or you can alter it to enable on Wi-Fi only. So if you pressed on Wi-Fi only, it would mean that if you had a personal data plan that you were nearing the end of, you could simply make sure you only took calls on Wi-Fi to save some data. But the great thing about this app is it will work with the phone system even if you're out of the office on 3 or 4G. So that really is what you need to know about the system. But as I say, the main page is your contacts, shows you all your presence, and in the background, all calls to and from this can be recorded. There's a recording bolt-on which you can add, again for a few pounds. It's not expensive. There's also statistics, and there's various other features we can add. But the template of the Check Cloud mobile app is this. So I hope you enjoy using it.